Well, yeah. I mean, I think that was key because that set the tone right off the shoot, right out the chute. That Friday night, getting on them and making teams chase Donato, I think is very important. So that was good to throw the 3 spot up in the first because I knew he was going to be focused on lock in, and anytime he pitches with the lead, he's that much more effective.
Just obviously, he's had a lot of these nights, but what made him particularly good tonight?
Nice crowd, good environment out there. There's a nice little buzz in the air, and I think that was as close to kind of the postseason atmosphere that we've had in a while. And that kid's just a big game pitcher. But I think he was focused and had them all working tonight.
What do you think it does for him when he gets guys picked off too? I mean, it seemed like obviously he gives up the leadoff runner a couple of times in the first 3 innings to get 2 of those guys picked off. How much do you think that helped him get there?
It's huge. It's a momentum builder, obviously for us, and then I think it's a deflator for the offense. And, anytime that you can do that and neutralize, because we've had it happen against us a couple times, and it kind of takes the wind out of the sail a little bit. But I think that's a weapon, and he's been doing that for 4 years. And it's interesting because he has a good move, but yet he's still able to pick people off. It's not a secret anymore, but it's one of the best moves in the country. And that's the nice part. He doesn't get rattled when he gives up a hit or a walk because he's still going to control the running game.
He's 10-1 this year. In his last 8 starts, he's won all of them. Are you kind of surprised at how he's kind of progressed from last year coming in this year? Like, what were your expectations for him?
Well, just to be more efficient, because the concern we had with his stature is that he gets up a high pitch count and we can't use him deep in the game. And so our big message to him, if he wants to win, he wants to be in the game when it matters, he's got to be more efficient because we don't want him to be in the 4th or 5th inning and 120 pitches. So I think he's done a much better job of that, of attacking the zone with all of his pitches and being aggressive. But yeah, the kid's a winner, and I would give him the ball any day of the week. And certainly is doing his part by 10 wins. Yeah, it's not bad.
With him getting to that 10th win, I mean, what does that say about the way this team plays when he's on the mound?
The same way I feel. Those guys are confident that he's going to be. The guys like playing behind him because they know, regardless of whether he has success or gets a guy out, he's going to give his best every single time, and it's fun to play behind guys like that. Some guys you can see are tentative. Some guys aren't aggressive. It's a little frustrating as a position guy. It even puts you asleep a little bit. Guys enjoy playing behind Joey because they have confidence in him.
What you mentioned about him getting up in pitch counts a little bit, I mean, he's obviously still effective in those cases. It seemed like he got hit hard a couple times, but still managed to pitch out of jams. What's he do so well in those positions, just even when he's starting to leave it up a little bit, starting to lose a little velocity, he still gets through innings without giving up runs?
I think that's the part, to me, on any pitcher that you can't measure, and that's why this kid is so successful. And he's at the top of the record books and everything in IU, and it's not an accident. It's that stuff you can't measure, that when it becomes the critical point in the game, when he has to make that pitch or has to get that out or that strikeout, he just has a knack of doing that. And I wish I could tell you because we put it in all of our guys, but that's why Joey Donato is Joey Donato. He's just a tough-minded kid.
Kyle goes 4 for 5. I guess what have you liked out of him, lately, especially the last couple of games?
Well, he's hitting the ball hard. And I think he's going to be driving some gaps again as we get some consistency and some more, more ABs. You get some warm weather again. It seems like we're kind of that warm weather team. But I like that he's striking the ball hard. He's not getting out and hooking a bunch of baseballs. He's staying behind the ball. And he'll get some loft and he'll drive some gaps and probably some home runs as he gets a little bit more elevation in swing. But I like the ABs he's putting together.
Did you see him getting a little big for a stretch there? I mean, trying to...
Well, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and that was our message to him was just relax and be who you are. Hit the ball hard, not far. And he's done a really good job of that the past few weeks.
Brad Hawtrunk got a couple big ones again. Just how important was he again, just kind of keeping the ball rolling today?
Well, it's right on cue. I mean, we talked about it last week. I mean, having him in that spot, he's going to come up with guys on base. And, the fact that he's able to drive the man and put together consistent at-bats is huge for us. I think that's a difference maker for us.
With the bases loaded, you had Cangelosi come in and pitch hit. Later down the season, when something's on the line, is he kind of your go-to guy off the bench?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of confidence in that kid. And it's one of those catch-22s because you're still trying to develop your young guys. with a veteran team, and I think he's got a lot of ability. And when some of these guys move on and graduate or get drafted from our program, I think he's going to be that same caliber of player. So we try to pick and choose our spots to use some development piece on him, but I wouldn't take Will out or put Kanji in if I didn't realistically think that gave us the best chance to get ahead at that point. So, but yeah, I have confidence in him, and he's going to stick in a big one at some point for us.
What's it mean for the team to get the first win against Purdue since 2010?
Same thing I always say. It's like, to me, that's the first. To me, it's the first win on the weekend, on a Friday. I know, a lot of people will make some stuff out of the 2010, although we haven't played them in a while. But to me, it's more important that we get that Friday night win in the Big Ten when we're trying to make the hunt for a championship. And we know, they got a really, really good starter tomorrow, and that's the message to the team is, feel good about it for about a half hour to an hour, and then wash it and understand it's going to be a challenge tomorrow. Good.